Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Cancer for the month of July, including late June. Happy birthday, Cancer. So we are in your first house. You are in the spotlight. So it's your turn to shine. Well, I don't need to go any further. You know the drill. You are a water sign, so it's all about you this month. Let's see the energy. Four of Wands. So very much about spending time around the home, doing what you like about the home. How apt is that? You are the crabs, and the crab takes their home with them wherever they go. So amazingly enough, a lot of Cancerians can be found travelling the world because they're quite happy just to go with what they've got, and that is their home. So they are great travellers and movers, as well as just being people that like to be at home, but they can also take their home with them. So let's see what the Four of Wands has to tell you. It's a beautiful card. It's about consolidation. It's about sort of ready for the next level. It reminds me of a gateway card. So it's like ready to go to the next level. Where you are right now. The Chariot. How fabulous. And this is also your card. So the Chariot is the major arcana for Cancer. It is also the card for emotional discipline. It's about really being able to control these two horses, to get them in sync. It's about getting things in sync on the big picture. It's about travelling and moving to a destination, which is, as I said, Cancerians will take their little crab house with them wherever they go. But overall, the meaning of this is that emotional discipline of positive things coming towards you, of a positive sort of journey and a positive arrival at a place in terms of everything that we have in our lives that can be used in all sorts of examples there, Cancer. So beautiful card to get, especially on your birthday time. The influencing card and the moon. So the moon at the moment is sort of casting a bit of a shadow over the picture. So it's not quite in focus. You can't really see exactly what's going on at the moment, but that also means you're not meant to. So you just have to wait for those clouds or that fog to move out of the way so you can see what goes on. So the moon can be, some tarot readers also align it to the Cancerians, others to the Pisceans. I tend to think it's a Cancerian card as well, so double. So also, your moon will be in its 12th house too, which is like that. That's the house of the underworld, of where we go, the psychic activity, dreams, very prophetic dreams, all that kind of thing going on as well for you, Pisces, this month. So this is a really sort of full-on card reading already for you on your birthday. So you've got your first house in the sun sign and your 12th house in your moon sign. So there you have the what's that word? It's just there, like it's bilateral. Okay, let's see what was going on in your 12th house in the sun. So that was May, June. Ace of Pentacles, so new beginnings coming in, money being available for whatever it is you want to do. If it is that you want to be travelling or going anywhere, this money is here. It's also new job, confirming new jobs or new situations that you want to move on into in your sort of day-to-day routine life and the mundane life on Earth. So a very nice card and very auspicious as well. Recent influences. And we have the World. So the end of a cycle, definitely. You've just gone another lap around the sun. So it's very apt that you get the World card coming in here. There could be travel coming up. Maybe you are sort of going somewhere, especially for your birthday. But overall, this card is a major card as well. So you have 3 so far, and it's just talking about the end of a cycle. So it's time to sort of cut off the loose ends and just go goodbye to all that, and what's coming next will be amazing, actually. So it's done and dusted. The lesson you're learning. 8 of Swords. Don't feel so imprisoned, Cancer. I don't know why you feel like you're in prison. You can get out of that prison anytime you like. Open the door and just walk out. But this is a situation where we feel sort of obliged to people. We feel obliged to say yes. We feel obliged to agree. Then we get cross with ourselves later and think, well, why did I actually say that when I should have said, no, thanks, not today? So it's just about sort of reflecting on that and just sort of trying to say no to people and not always being that agreeable sort of helper, rescuer, whatever of other people. Because it's obviously feeling a bit, it's weighing on you, and it's not necessary when you can just politely say, oh, look, yeah, I'm just not available as yet. So that's what I mean by you can sort of disarm this anytime you want by just saying no instead of yes. That's the simplest way and the positive way that you can tackle this 8 of Swords. Near future. And we have the 8 of Wands, so there could well be travel coming up. But if there isn't, it's just the good time card of no obstacles, great things happening for you, everything just cruising along. Could even meet somebody for those who are looking out for that kind of thing. Could meet somebody really interesting, platonically or otherwise. It doesn't always have to be an intimate thing. It can be just platonic as well. But it's a big travel card as well. But it's just like free-flowing energy. Very nice card. So enjoy that energy during the July. What's happening that you're not realising? 6 of Pentacles, so balance and harmony, giving and taking in reciprocal measure. And if that's not happening, you need to sort of get that sort of rejigged somehow. The 6 of Pentacles does talk about, you know, the giving and taking has to be 50-50. And if it's not 50-50, well then you can hark back to the 8 of Swords and say, well, no, pull your weight, you know, or don't, you know, whatever. But yeah, just make sure that, and you're not paying attention to this because that's why it's come up down where you're not expecting. You need to sort of get on top of that little task and say, well, 50-50 or not. Thank you. You're welcome. So there you go. That's a good card. But we all deserve 50-50. None of this over stretching for other people. How others see you. 3 of Pentacles. Working well with others. Good foundations. Strong work ethic. Great sort of solid sort of foundation there that you built yourself upon. Spiritual learning card as well. Who's the teacher? Who's the student? Examine that for yourself. It's not only at work, but it's also in your relationships as well. Are you always teaching people, or are they teaching you as well? Are you always being the student? So you've got to somehow, it's a bit like the 6, you've got to somehow even out what's going on there. Cancer, just for your, you know, just for your peace of mind, actually, more than anything at all. Especially with that card sitting there. Positive feelings. 10 of Swords. End of a family curse. So this is a good card for a closure or ending of something that's been really quite difficult. Not emotionally, but more in mentally. So it's got to do with, you know, people pulling energy off you sort of thing. You giving too much and not getting anything and just exhausted, or people that just steal your energy anyhow. So you're feeling positive about that, but the good thing is it's coming to an end. It's a bit like the world sitting here that's coming to an end, but you also have your role to play in that, saying no occasionally will help a lot. So there you go, that's good news. The final outcome. And we have the Hierophant. And so he is the high priest. He is the moral compass of the lot, and a major arcana card too. So going within to find that moral compass. It's like the old sort of religious card of, you know, this is, we know what's right and we know what's wrong. And we know how to conduct ourselves. But sometimes people just don't seem to do that. And that's their business. But for you, this is important to always recognise that moral compass, because if it's beating away inside going, don't do that, you know you shouldn't be doing it, or you know that it's just going to create a mess later on. So he's there to sort of say, well, get that, I suppose in the old days it was very authoritarian with the church, sort of. Church used to tell everybody what to do, and if you didn't turn up for church you were sort of thrown out. But nowadays we have a much more free-flowing spiritual life, where it's like we know exactly what's right and wrong to ourselves, and at our peril. If we ignore that moral compass, well, we know that we have to pay the price. So a nice way to finish for your birthday month. So now we're going to just get the brand new oracle cards from Glastonbury. The Wisdom of Avalon, they're called. So I purchased these recently in Glastonbury because the old ones have retired. So I'm learning them. So I'm just going to place one of these cards on the lesson, which was the Eight of Swords. So saying no rather than yes card. Okie doke, my little book. And it is the Serpent. Healing. Number 23. So the Serpent, my dear Cancer, is... The Serpent's message is one of healing and gaining of knowledge. Whatever situation you're in right now is meant for this purpose. The Serpent also reminds you that knowledge is important. Perhaps it's time to read a book or take a class in order to gain more understanding of your inquiry. Or you may need to ask questions of others who know and can help you. Ask the serpent and you will be guided to the right answer easily and effortlessly. The Serpent heralds success if you follow his signal. The Serpent also lets you know that you may be suffering because there are aspects of yourself that are wounded and still need some tending. Now is the time for this. Perhaps you need to rest, meditate, and allow the knowledge to come to consciousness. Or maybe you just need to sleep more. Another aspect of Serpent energy is that each time you experience a healing or learn new things, you may need to shed your skin to adopt a new one. But don't worry, the Serpent says it's necessary and a beautiful thing. Thanks so much for listening, dear Cancerians. Have a beautiful birthday month, and I'll talk to you soon.